Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back, boys. Today we are doing another guide video. We are talking about two things. Two. One is your stash. Number two is the traders and how you should sell your items. I do have a AKMN here, which is not mine. It's one of my friends, Lexa's. She never came to claim it. I'm going to edit the preset and save it real quick. Call it the Lexa Doodle. Save as Lexa Doodle. Okay, so if she ever wants it back, I can rebuild it. First off, we're talking about the traders, okay? And we're talking about the traders because I was watching Pestilli's stream yesterday. And everyone's like, oh, in which order should I sell things and blah, blah, blah. It's very simple, so I can explain that to you and that will make you the most money. And then we are talking about the stash because I was watching some players and the stash management was less than ideal. Let's just call it that. So it saves time, and that's why it's good. Like, I understand I have the big hideout, big stash, so I don't really have problems. But I still wouldn't have any problems with my stash space. As you can see, my thick haze is empty. If I had all this could fit in there, actually. You wouldn't believe it, but this all these weapons fit in there, plus the black rocks, plus the helmets. But I still wouldn't have a problem with my space. So, first things first, the trader. Let's say you have a good raid, you find two of these mags with the PS ammo, and you find this weapon. Now, you could go on the flea market and just go all the way down, see, okay, where is one that's similar. Okay, mine is a little bit better than that. Mine is not as good as this one. Because the RK2 is more expensive than what we have on it. We don't have a foregrip. This is a very cheap one. So, if you go to Mechanic and you try to sell it, it does sell to him for 63k. Skier won't buy it. Prapper won't buy it. No one will buy it. Except for Mechanic for 63k. Okay? But you can make more than that. So what you want to do is always disassemble your weapons when you find them. Disassemble everything you can disassemble and take out the items that you know are good for modding. So let's say, I don't really know this compensator, but it's 13k. You're going to check first with Therapist if you want to sell to your traders, to level up your traders. To determine if you want to sell to your traders, just think about this. You want to level up your traders, and if you're still working at that, I highly recommend selling to them. But I have all mine, like all the spending is done. I just sell it this way because it's easy. You always check Therapist first. But for weapons, she doesn't really want to buy anything. Skier does though. Everything you can sell to Skier, you want to sell to Skier. But here's the but. Remember that this little compensator here was 13k on the actual flea market if you sell it there. And Skier only gives you 8.2. Same with the PK06, 8.3 here, 15k there. So you do need to make the distinction here. 12k for the Troy to a trader, about 20 on the flea market, Zukov, about 20 as well. So you do want to make that distinction. If it's items that have, most weapon items that are this good for weapon modding, you just want to sell on the flea market because they're worth so much more. But these kinds of items, if you look at this item, there isn't any on the flea market. So you will not be able to check. All these leftover parts, same with the mags and the ammo, if it's PS ammo, you want to go Therapist, Skier, Mechanic. You can sell everything to these three, except for knives and a couple of bibs and bobs, you guys say. So everything you can sell here to Skier, you sell to Skier. Then you go to Mechanic. You sell these items. So we're at 30k now. Now we're going to sell these items. I'm going to underprice them a lot. because I want them to sell for the video. Didn't want it. There we go. This one can go for 12k, and as you can see, they are instantly selling because we're putting them quite a bit below any items that are available right now. There we go. The RK3, let's say that's 8,000. And while we wait for that to sell, let's talk about something else. There's a couple of items that will sell to therapists, like morphine. As you can see, it sells for 12.6 there. It sells for only 12 here. So it's actually better to sell that to therapists. So that's just a really quick way of knowing for the traders. Now that all these items have sold, as you guys saw before, you could sell it to mechanic for 63k, but once we took it apart and we sold it separately, almost 100k rubles. Okay, so make sure to disassemble your weapons before you sell them. That's just a really easy way. For everything else, you want to sell everything you can to therapist, then everything that's left over to scare, then everything that's left over to mechanic, then ragman and prapor. Prapor gives quite a bit of money for grenades though. If you look at the Zaya, for example, he gives 3.6, and mechanic gives nothing, doesn't buy them. So grenades and ammos and mags you can also sell to prapor if you want. Peacekeeper, if you need the Peacekeeper is not a very bad idea to sell to if you want to level him up, but he doesn't give the most money. So that's it for trading. Just very simple. Therapist, scare, mechanic, done. Okay? Always check if you want, let's say, a helmet. You can sell this for probably 45k because it's kind of broken on the flea market. People will buy that. And then it's 30k here. So it's quite a big gap. Quite a big gap. So that's something you'll have to make your mind up yourself. So that's it for the traders. Not going to talk about it anymore. If you have any questions about that, leave it in the comment section down below. And now let's talk about the inventory management, like the stash. Because there's a couple of very simple tricks for you guys to utilize when you don't have all this space like I do. First thing you want to buy is this Lucky Scav box. Because the most important thing in Tarkov right now is leveling up, in my opinion, leveling up your hideout and making sure that you keep all the items you need for quests. So there's loads of quests where you have to find items in raid. Let me see if I actually have some here. Yeah, so let's say this one. Find in raid 5 wires. There is a shit ton of these quests. And as you can see, this only takes up 4x4. So 16 slots. And I think it's, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. By 15, is that... Jesus Christ, there's 225 slots instead of 16. Okay, so this is so important to get. All these dog tags I can just fit in there. I need them for quests later. And the rest is just things I find. The teapot I need for a quest. The 1G phone I need for a quest. Filter I need for the hideout. And that's the #1 item you want to get. It's a little bit expensive. It's 1.4 million. But it really helps. Normally, I'd say prioritize the Lucky Scav junk box over upgrading your stash in the hideout if you have a like standard account. Then next thing I would recommend you guys get is the money case. Even if you don't necessarily have the money to put in it yet, it's a very important thing to have, mainly because I have seen and it's happened to me as well, not with money though. There are some people that have like a backpack. They use a backpack for it because you do want your money like sorted. You are not an animal, you know, you don't want complete mayhem in your stash. They put it like this, and it's not that big a problem with a Berkut. Let's say you have, I think Ragman sells them. No, he doesn't. Peacekeeper does. I don't remember who the fuck sells this shit, but if you have the MBSS backpack, where is it? You must have one. Yeah, this one. If you have this backpack and you put your money in it, which happened to a couple of people I've seen over my time in Tarkov, they put their money in this one. Then as soon as they get into the quest to hand in this backpack, they hand it in, all your money's gone. Like, honestly, with a buggy game like Tarkov, which isn't fully crystallized out yet, please get the money case, just put your money in there. Nothing has ever happened to my money while it's in here. So, that's just one of those things. Very useful as well is I like to use 2 ammo cases. Reason why? These ammo things I can use. These are the useful ammos. If I load into a raid, I just grab, let's say, this MP153, and I know, okay, I have to go in here. This is where my good ammo is. I grab it. Done. If I get out of a raid, and I have, like, I kill someone, and he's using, like, BP ammo, but I did take it because there's some worth to it. I don't actually have to have it all laying around here. I just chug it into the trash ammo, and as you can see, it turns 4 slots into a shit ton of slots for ammo. And it's not even that expensive. This is like 140k. Very easy to get. So please do yourself a favor, get the ammo case. The mag box, I honestly wouldn't necessarily worry too much about. I would just, when you have a small stash, just buy the mags when you need them, and don't worry about this. I never really think, oh, I'm so glad I got a mag box. Maybe if you get even further, you're like level 60, and you just fill this to the brim with these 60 round mags filled with 7N39 ammo, then it's just a convenience, but it's not needed at all. The med box, as you can see, it turns 9 slots into 7x7, so that's 49 slots. But well, it's a good item to have. It's definitely a good item to have, but keep in mind it's 500k, and that's a lot. Which, depending on how good you are, you will not need that many meds. So I'd say this is like, if the Lucky Scav box is like the S tier, you need to get it. So is the money case. Then after that comes the plus the ammo case is that way as well. Then after that, I'd say the med case, and maybe the Holodnik, just because it can add up with all the food you get. But that also depends on if you are going to sell all those items you get, all those food items, or if you're going to keep them. So that's a little bit of personal preference. I had some money laying around, and I like to save up some food, so then it's definitely useful. One thing you really have to keep in mind as well is that these are obviously quite pricey items. So what do you do until then? Like, let's say you have a standard account, you load into a couple of raids, you have a couple very good, like, scav runs maybe, or whatever. What do you do? Well, there is one way that's very good. If you see this AVS rig, I have a couple down here as well, because I killed the scav boss on customs a bunch of times. This one only takes up 9 slots. If you open it, way more slots. So one thing you can do, I think if you inspect it, you can see 23 container size, but there's more. There's ones that have more slots. I don't think the Tactec does, no. Let's see if we can find a really big one. I think the belt, at least the belt has 25, but those are all solo. The Blackrock, 20. So the AVS is one of the bigger ones. That's for sure. I don't think there's any. Maybe this one. 24. A little bit bigger. The Wartech is pretty big. 23 as well. But as you can see, loads of big rigs. You can buy one of those rigs as a little bit of an investment. You could always use them later on, because if you have this just chilling there, you can, like, just get all your items in there and save space. That's most of the time the first thing I do. I make sure to Grab a couple of rigs in raid, like Tritons work very well for this as well, especially because they're cheap. And you find them on scavs very often, and it helps you. It helps you with the stash management, especially in the beginning. Another thing you can do is if you open up a backpack like that, let's say you have 3 of these Berkuts or 2 in the scav backpack, you can basically just fit them all together like that, have them in one stack. Same goes with the Pilgrims, Paratus, Beta. As you can see, Mechanism, all of that is just put into each other. Another good thing for you guys to keep in mind is that there is a quest line, and I'll have it show up in the screen right now with a little bit of snippet, which actually gives you a thick item case. If you follow Therapist's quest line, where is she? Here she is. The healthcare privacy, I think it is. It at some point, and it's not very far in. You don't even have to be like level 40 for that. Nowhere near. Just follow that quest line. At some point, you get the opportunity to trade the thick case for 3 LEDX and like 3 Oculocoscopes. Don't know the name of those items. Which cost you about 5 mil to buy altogether, 4.5. Sells for 16.7 mil, but also look how big that thing is. It's a bloody monster. So that's a very good thing. And that's something I really recommend you guys doing. But that's just my thoughts on how to make sure your hideout, your stash stays clean. So what I normally do is I put all this down here. Normally this is in my thick case, just weapons that are ready to use, weapons I found in raid, some armor, some black rocks, some Giselles here, and I make sure that some of my space here is open. So let's say I found these items in raid, but this is normally you can't really put this anywhere. See, doesn't go in the mag box, doesn't go in the ammo case. Might go in the pistol case, actually. No, they don't. So, the grenades, you kind of have to either put them in a thick case or in an items case. Let's just chug them in there for now. But let's say we got all this from the raid. I just go, okay, put it all here. What I want to keep, this is useful ammo, so that goes there. Grenades I normally keep. Car med kit is meds. It's clean. Even if you have loads of items here, you can just clean all that up real quick. Pop. Okay, I'm ready. Do I need to heal? Okay, make sure to heal all. Do I have enough bullets? No. I need some more slugs. Grab that AP ammo. Okay, do I have my meds? Yes, I do. Got my meds right here. What am I missing? Okay, IFAK. Put an IFAK in there. Maybe I'll get shot. Need the CMS as well. Sick case, nice and clear. Some open spots. This is the ones for customs. Okay. There we go. Ready to rumble again. Saves you so much time. I hope this was very helpful for you guys. Another one of those videos where I try to teach you something but just end up rambling for about 20 minutes. I hope it helps. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I've noticed that about 90% of you guys are not. So 90% of our viewership is not from subscribers. And we are trying to grow the community. Make sure to join the Discord as well. There's loads of nice people in there trying to help each other, doing raids together when they can find the time as well. So like the video if you did like it. Leave comments in the comment section down below if you have any remarks. Thank you guys for watching. Eddy out.